we have our second fabulous guest, Andrea Erasmus. She's a qualified CA, was part of the top 35, under 35 South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. Using this as a starting point for herself, she started a foundation which provides career guidance, upliftment, and strategic direction to assist pupils, students, young professionals, and adults from all walks of life. She has mentored people from all walks of life. She does not only focus on their career paths, but also their goals and their personal lives, showing them that they can do anything that they put their mind to. Welcome, Andrea, to Talk at 7.
Hi, Pavni.
How are you?
Good in yourself. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
You are most welcome. Now, Andrea, what does Women's Month mean to you, and why do you think it's important to celebrate women's achievements and contributions?
Women's Month for me is such a special month to celebrate all women from all walks of life. And it's important to celebrate women's achievements and contributions because we as women, we don't give ourselves enough credit or a pat on the back of how far we come. If I can speak for myself, sometimes I can be so hard on myself for making mistakes either at work or at home. And that's why when other women lift me up or when I see another woman do something inspiring, it inspires me to do better and to become better.
That's so great to hear. Andrea, can you tell us about a woman who has inspired you and how she made an impact in your life?
I don't have characteristics of me growing up. I didn't see an accountant, but that didn't stop me from wanting to become one. So I would see the strength of my mother going to work and teaching her passion, and seeing my mother-in-law have patience when she taught grade 0. So I want to possess characteristics that would make me aspire to become the mentor I needed when I was younger. Let alone the woman or the amazing woman that I've surrounded myself with as friends has pushed me to strive for greater heights.
Definitely inspiring, right? It's so nice to hear that amazing women have impacted us. Now, what inspired you to start a foundation focused on career guidance and uplifting people?
Well, I was in the while being in the top 35 under 35 cycle competition, I actually had a mental health and fitness club where I had over 80 members. And one of the judges asked me, so how many people have you impacted? And I thought to myself, I just became a qualified chartered accountant. And when I think of the young people today that get asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And sometimes it can be so daunting. So that's why I started the foundation to help focus and to give career guidance into how young people or any adult or anybody from all walks of life can achieve their goals and dreams.
So inspiring, Andrea. Why is it important to always uplift girls and women?
We do live in a world that can be so overwhelming due to social media, and sometimes we feel so discouraged that we're not exactly where we're meant to be. And the mentorship program says, let's put your dreams and goals on paper, and how can we realistically achieve it with the tools that we know, and if we don't know, we can inquire. So I take out the circumstances, I take out the possibilities, when they feel like that they cannot achieve it, and I motivate them to thinking that they can put anything they put their mind to.
Well, that's so great, Andrea. We're going to speak to you more after this.
Perfect.
It's Talk at 7. I'm Bhavna Govender, filling in for Zakia Ahmed Siddiqui. My second guest, Andrea Erasmus, a qualified CA who started her foundation to help young people about their career paths and mentoring people, has joined us on Talk at 7, for an interesting talk about celebrating women who've made a difference and change. If you have a question or comment, send us a voice note via WhatsApp on 071-613-7803. Andrea, let's continue. How do you believe career guidance and mentorship can make an impact on young girls' lives and help them achieve their potential?
When I think of career guidance, I think of how do we set ourselves on a path to go for. And when I have the first mentoring session, we write down our goals, and we put down a 3-month, a 6-month, and a year plan to strategically jot down how we can actually achieve it.
Okay, Andrea, we have a question from one of the listeners.
Yes?
How do you manage to do your amazing work with such small time we have? What drives you as an amazing future leader? And what can I do to motivate my young niece to be like you? That's from Katlego.
How do I find the time? I have to say I have an amazing husband. He is like my support structure, and he allows me to do all of these things. He takes care of the home, as well as just what can motivate the niece. I guess you need to set up a mentoring session with me.
Oh, well, that's a good one, Andrea. Are there any particular challenges or barriers that you've observed girls facing in their career journeys?
So what I've seen mostly probably is that my mentees come in with a mental block where they cannot simply see themselves thriving or becoming someone great. And in our very first session, we basically sit down and we have a heart-to-heart, and I tell them that they've already exceeded in life and that nothing is impossible with God by their side. So once we get over that mental block in the first session, I just see their marks improve, or their goals that they want to achieve improve, and they seem to strive for it even faster than what they had initially when they first started with me in the mentoring program.
Well, good advice. So how did you feel seeing yourself changing so many lives and watching people's growth and progress fuel your passion?
It is an amazing experience. It's almost emotional, because being able to change someone's life and knowing that they will contribute by giving back as well. People always remember how you made them feel and not exactly the words that you've said.
Well, indeed, fulfilling our growth, right? Even if it's from you. Now, what are some of the challenges or obstacles you faced along the way, and how did you stay motivated?
I've actually gone through so many failures to become a chartered accountant, and I've been retrenched at the start of my career. So I know exactly when people say I failed a subject or I failed at university, or when somebody has told me they've lost their job and they don't know where to start. So being in that position to be able to empower and motivate and to give guidance from an experienced place, it also then becomes therapy for my healing from my past failures, to know that I can overcome all those failures and obstacles, and know that anyone that I impact are able to overcome those obstacles as well.
Absolutely great. Have you witnessed your efforts now positively impacting the lives of individuals or communities?
I've got so much testimonials, I don't even know where to start, but I'll start with the one that, and that is a grade 10 pupil that I started with, and she's now in grade 12, where she started from, she stayed in one of the disadvantaged communities, and she really felt that she couldn't get into university. And we tried different studying techniques. We tried different methods of her applying herself at school, and now seeing her results, she's actually one of the top students at her school, and she's gotten to 2 or 3 universities. So that mentor of mine has really touched my heart.
That's amazing, Andrea. Well, we have our first voice note for you. Let's have a listen to Steve.
Great show. Just want to give a shout out to Andrea, amazing woman. I don't know how she does it all, or manages it all, but I guess that's why she's a remarkable person. God, Steve.
Lovely message there, Andrea. Now, what advice do you have for others who aspire to make a difference and create positive change in people's lives?
A It starts with one person. If we are able to impact one person, we're able to change that family's circumstances. In essence, they are then able to impact the change in their community. Sometimes we look at how we can get a big following or how many followers we have on TikTok or Instagram. But if we start with just one person, we are making a difference.
Well, you've made a difference in this person's life. I'm one of Andrea's, a.k.a. Andy's mentees. If it was not for Andy, I do not know where my life would have ended up.
Oh, my word. I'm going to get so emotional.
Remarkable woman and mentor to me. So, Andrea, if you know who this person is, I don't, because they have not sent their name.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
It's Arthur.
Oh,
what a lovely message. Andrea, what are your hopes and aspirations for future of women's empowerment?
My aspiration for women is not for them to be afraid to step into what they were destined for, not for them to hold back because of fear or discouragement, but to fully go out there into the world and become great. And I hope we as women can cheer and support each other on to strive to become great together.
Wow. Andrea Erasmus, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Talk
Thank
at
you so
7.
much for having me.
Have a lovely evening and lovely Women's Month.
Thank you to you too. Thanks.